Hello and welcome to GAK. I'm Mark.
I'm Joe.
And today we are looking at Fender versus Gibson versus PRS, all for under £1,800.
Okay, so we have grabbed a guitar from each company, from Fender, from Gibson and from PRS, all for retailing for less than £1,800. So in each case, this is kind of the top end of what most companies offer before they get into their custom shop territory. And we're going to have a look, we're going to have a listen to the guitars, and we're going to have a look at what each brand has to offer, and then you can make a decision on which company you think is offering the best bang for your buck.
So the guitars we're looking at are the Fender American Elite Telecaster, the Gibson Les Paul Classic, and the PRS CE24.
So at this price point, all of the companies are offering something American built this time. Because we're entering the sort of higher price point of the brands. But it's interesting to see sort of where we are in the ranges with each company. For example, the Fender Elite series would be considered like the notch up from the Fender Professional, which is very much Fender's standard series of American built guitars. So from Fender, you're getting something better than their standard. With Gibson, we're looking at the Les Paul Classic, which is not yet the standard. The Les Paul Standard doesn't happen for another £500 in pricing. So for Gibson, we haven't hit their standard line yet. We're still sort of on things moving up to it. For Fender, we're over that point. And for PRS, it's kind of a similar thing to Gibson. We're looking at the CE24, or it's slightly different because the CE24 is a weird guitar for PRS because it's a bolt-on, and that's not really what PRS are known for. In the case of the CE24, it was something that was made for a while back in the 80s and proved to be unpopular, and then in recent times has been reintroduced and everyone loves them. Having a bolt-on PRS just means that everything's a little bit snappier. I think they're a little bit more versatile than standard PRS. They're sort of kind of doing the job that you expect a Fender to do, whereas I think traditionally a PRS does the job that you expect a Gibson to do.
Indeed. So I mean, with Fender then, again, like with the ones for under 800, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. You're getting
you're getting more than their standard. So it's featuring like their noiseless pickups.
Yes.
You get a contoured hill. You have locking tuners. Everything about this is kind of screaming high end.
And I guess the only place you can really go from here is into customs.
That's right, yeah. So there are two, well, there's the American Original Series, which is kind of alongside this. So if the American Elite offers a super modern Fender, so obviously like things like a contoured hill is very modern, abalone dot inlays, that's very modern. Everything about this is kind of a modern version of a Fender, the bridge and everything else. The American Original is offering you that traditional sort of Fender look. But yeah, the only place you can go from here is the custom shop.
So let's take a look at the Gibson Les Paul Classic.
Yeah.
We all know that you're a fan of Gibson.
Yeah.
A big fan.
Yeah, get that away from me.
So, so do we like this?
Yeah, this is great. I mean, like I said, we're not yet hitting the standard level of what Gibson can achieve, but this is absolutely blinding. Like, look at the sides and the back. To be able to get like a Pelham blue sort of Les Paul anyway is something that's super cool. But I love this binding. I love the finish on the neck and the back of the body. I love how thick this guitar is. I think this is an absolutely...
It is a beast.
It is, and it's super versatile. Having the sort of the like 50s style P90s, I think just makes this a really great all-rounder. It is more classic, I guess, with Fender and with PRS at this sort of price point. They're saying, here's a session player's guitar, or here's a guitar that can do everything, that can get you out of every situation. Whereas Gibson are still like, yeah, here's a cool, super traditional looking Les Paul. But I just think for finish and like just looking suave and sophisticated, this is absolutely banging for the money.
I mean, it comes down to preference at the end of the day with looks.
Yeah.
As I said, we know you're a Gibson fan. I mean, I love the Fender personally, but
yeah, being able to get that, I can't remember the colour. Is it ocean turquoise?
Yeah, something like that.
On the Elite series. I mean, that's a cracking colour, and I love that they've introduced some interesting colours at sort of a point at below custom shop level.
So let's move over to the PRS CE.
Yeah. Now, I think the Les Paul is super bling, but this is a blingasm.
Blingasm.
Yeah, from PRS.
Take that away.
Yeah. So the CE24, the bolt-on PRS.
Let's have a look at that.
It's a great looking bolt, and the attention to detail, and again, just like the finishing on this guitar, are second to none. And PRS always seem to just absolutely nail finishing their guitars. So again, we've got an American-built PRS, which of course for PRS means you get a handwritten serial number on the back, which I think is a really nice touch.
I totally agree. They always look incredible.
Yeah.
They've always nailed that.
I love the satin finish. I love the burst on it. I love the quilt top. I love the binding. I love that the binding's got like a finish to it as well. I just think this is an absolutely cracking workhorse of a guitar. This is a PRS that I like. Like a nice, rich rosewood fretboard. Just the carves here, the attention to detail's phenomenal on this guitar.
And in terms of beyond this, what have we got in terms of going up from this price point?
I mean, PRSs go on forever, because as soon as you get into sort of the standard line of PRSs, you can grab anything from sort of a £3,000 to like a £6,000 model, dependent on sort of the finish, the spec, the scarcity of the run, and then you get into all the private stock stuff as well, which is upwards of that. So it's slightly different with PRS because I think the lines are a little muddier because they make everything in one place and don't necessarily always have a different series name for an instrument, but they tend to be defined by the short runs that PRS do. But now, I don't think you can do much better than this. This is an absolute. This is kind of doing what the Fender Elite is, and I kind of think it's an answer to that. It's the same sort of great all-rounder that Fender are providing with their Elite series. Only these guys are doing it with absolutely crazy flame maple caps and matte finishes. So what do you think? What was your favourite guitar for less than £1,800 between Fender, PRS and Gibson? Was it the Fender Elite series that offers everything a professional musician could need, or PRS who are doing something very similar but with absolutely crazy satin finishes? Or was it just the timeless grace of a Les Paul classic?
Please let us know in the comments below, and if you want to see more videos like this, then please hit the subscribe button and we shall see you very soon.